A boy surreptitiously added something to the girl's drink, but she was utterly unaware. She drank the water in one gulp and soon felt dizzy. Realizing something was wrong, she tried to go home, but the boys surrounded her, pushing her into a room and assaulting her. They only let her go in the middle of the night, even stuffing some money into her pocket. Since these boys were her classmates, she was at a loss for what to do. Back home, her first act was to lock the door. Then she crouched down, crying uncontrollably. Her grandfather, hearing the sobs, rushed over. Seeing her in such distress, he asked what had happened, but the girl wouldn't speak. However, from the bruises on her legs, he guessed the truth. He comforted her until she finally spoke. Enraged, he sent her back to her room and called the police. The police swiftly arrived at the boy's house, breaking in with weapons, which terrified the three scoundrels into submission. In their room, the police found blood-stained sheets. The evidence was clear. Under interrogation, the scoundrels confessed, but just as they were about to be taken to the station, the police chief arrived. Not because the case required his personal attention, but because one of the scoundrels was his son. To exonerate his son, he claimed the confession was obtained under duress and demanded a retrial. The girl had spent the entire night in the bathroom, her mental state severely compromised, while her grandfather looked on with a pained expression. To help her feel better, he brought in a psychologist, while he himself wept in the living room. The next day, the prosecutor's office summoned her for questioning. Though reluctant to go out, she went for her grandfather's sake. She thought the case was closed, but the police, citing insufficient evidence, sought to exonerate them. When she wouldn't back down, they accused her of being a willing participant for money, denying any assault. Hearing such shameless accusations, she burst into tears. Back home, her condition worsened. She locked herself in her room, even contemplating suicide. Meanwhile, those three scoundrels were nonchalantly celebrating under her window, mocking her grandfather. In anger, he took all his medals to the prosecutor's office, hoping the prosecutor would consider his contributions to the country and handle his granddaughter's case fairly. However, after reviewing the files, the prosecutor claimed he was powerless due to the evidence being washed away and the suspicion of forced confession, invalidating the charges. Realizing the prosecutor had been bribed, the old man left a stern warning before storming out. With justice unserved, he decided to seek his own form of revenge. The above plot comes from the 1999 film Voroshilovsky Strelok. Due to copyright restrictions, this is where the story ends. If you're interested, you can watch the original film.